everybody. Shabbat Shalom. I wanted to frame that today is going to be a different kind of class because our text today is going to be the people of Israel. We're not going to be studying from a book. We are going to be studying in conversation. And that is very much in keeping with the Talmud, which begins in Brachot by telling us that one of the answers to when do we begin to recite Kriyat Shema, when can we start to pray, is when we can see and recognize each other's face. And so today we are going to look to see each other and to be able to learn from each other. And so I'll invite you to begin with the blessing that we have for study. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'ha'arevna Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu u'b'fi amcha Beit Yisrael, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה Adonai, notain haTorah. We are so blessed to be here with Dr. Reli Alon from Hadassah Hospital. You are the Director of Nursing and Health Services. And one of the things that we were thinking about and talking about as we look towards Hadassah Hospital is that it is really a unique kind of oasis in Israel. With all of the modern political polarization, there is this space in Israel where people from all walks of life come together. They bump into each other. They share even rooms together. And somehow, somebody who is Haredi might be finding themselves in the same situation as somebody who's from perhaps the Israeli Arab landscape. And so I want to ask you to begin to start us off by reflecting, how does that happen? What is Hadassah's secret sauce?
I'm not going to tell you all my secrets. Can you hear me? Okay. So Shabbat Shalom. I'm very proud to sit here as a nurse of Hadassah. The thing is, when you come into a hospital, you wear a pajama. And when you're a pajama, you are a human being. And for me, as someone who have to treat a patient, I treat a disease. And we all fight for one thing in the hospital, and this is our fight, to save life, to treat him that he won't feel any pain, and that he'll feel that someone sees in the hospital. And that what makes us so unique, because our staff is, it doesn't matter if he's a Jew, as an Arab, or as a Christian. Our staff have one mission, to save life. And all the political side is out of the window. Because when we are working like it's a staff that work together. For example, we have a mission in the COVID time to save life. It doesn't matter if he's a Muslim, is a Jew, it doesn't matter. So we put all our things, all our fights out of, we're not speaking about it, even though the staff is working together, because we are celebrating the Christian holidays, the Jewish holidays, the Muslim holidays together, because we are at the same battle for saving life. And Hadassah is unique for many years. We are an island, okay? It's island, I said it's a bridge for peace. Because if you have the mission and you have the vision of Hadassah, of the nurses, of the women of Hadassah for many years, to save life and to be the best of quality and safety and to be the excellent hospital, so you must be very unique. So for us, for nurses, for health professionals, for the people who work in Hadassah, we have only one mission, to save life. And that's what's with us. And we are looking for our staff to be a mensch. It can be a mensch, a Muslim, it can be a mensch, a Jew. It should be a mensch, as we say in Yiddish, okay? Because if you're looking for people or I hire people that I look at them and I say, okay, he wants to be a part of my staff because he knows he will be the best place that people will save life. And we were going to fight of every one of the peoples who is standing in our hospital.
So that kind of orientation, and of course, nurses are the people who are closest to
the
patient care. How do you take that orientation and make it part of the culture among your staff? How do you plant those values?
When you're wearing the uniform of the hospital, I don't ask you if you're Jew or you're Arab or someone else. It just I try to figure out if you are professional, if you are human, if you give the right treatment to the patient. I value you. How are you as at the position of a professional person, not as a Jew or an Arab or Christian? It doesn't matter for me. I need your values. I need your soul. I need that you will be the best person to treat our patient, and that's why I choose my patient. We create in Hadassah Achot Me'al U'Me'ever. It's a nurse beyond and above. Okay, that's it's excellency. And in this reward that we give our nurses, our staff, there can be, it doesn't matter if you're a Jew or you're an Arab or a Muslim or something else. It's beyond and above. You should be the best thing for the patient. What you can make for the patient that will, if he will feel that you see him. What you can give the patient that he feel that someone that will fight for his life. And if the most of all, that he won't feel alone. And we've trying to figure out the values of the person we hire to work, because we ask them, what is your mission? How you see the treatment for the patient? So this is the value of the Judaism. This is what we are coming from home. It doesn't matter if you're coming from your house, also from the Muslim, because at the end we are people, and people wants to live, and we shouldn't forget any day that you have one chance of living. You don't have a second chance. So do the best thing as the best way you can. And if the best man is, my mission is to be the best nurse at the bedside. So that's how I'm going to be, and I'm going to be the best thing. And we're trying to figure out that our staff will be with values, with compassion, with a lot of really that they feel that they are in the right position to treat the patient. So that's it's value of the people we hire to work.
Yes, thank you for your being here and your fabulous job. So let me ask you a question, doing the other side of the coin. I'm sure that you experience all the time the other side, people who are maybe Haredim or people who are Muslims, and they feel already like, oh, I've been treated by Jews or I've been treated by, non-religious persons. So how do you manage all that side coming from them?
It's a very good question. We have that at the hospital every day. Some of the nurses, some of the patients said, I don't want that the Muslim nurse will take care of me. Some of them said that I don't want a woman will take care of a man. We don't let it go, because I think you should find out the best person who takes care of the patient, the best professional person. Because, for example, there is a Haredit woman. She said, "I don't want to sleep near this Muslim woman." I said, "No, we can't do that. We can try if there is another room, but maybe if it's something. But actually, we don't let it go." Because we have to learn. That's the island of peace. That's what we create. You should, if we in the hospital can create that Muslim can stay in bed next to a Jewish woman, so that's the beginning of make it different outside of the hospital too. Because if we can make them to figure out that they're sick, they're both of them sick, and they're both in the best hospital in Israel, and they both need the same treatment. I'm not giving them a different treatment. So that's and then when they go out and they meet each other, because our children, we're not teaching them to hate. I hope so. My children is not. But I teach people that to be with people. So if we stay, if they can see that they can eat from the same plate in the hospital, they can treat by the same nurse in the hospital. So when they're going outside, maybe they start talking to one each other, and they will see that we are not different. You as a mother, me as a mother, I want to live. I want my children. We will stay safety, okay, and they will have a great life, and they can have all the opportunities that they want in life. So for my patient also, I treat them as equal. And they know that they can go out, and sometimes this family says, okay, you want a pita, take a pita bread. Or they can share the same bed at the same toilet, so it's equal. And that's why that makes the difference. So maybe it will influence outside later.
And what do you do? What's your policy when that doesn't work out? When you have a room where, you have a Haredi family that just says, absolutely not, I'm not staying with this particular family that I have been put with, who's the family of the other patient. How does one do peacekeeping there?
I'm not saying that there is nothing, that everything is fine and we are roses and roses all over the day. Sometimes there are some problems like that, issues like that, and we're trying to explain to them that this is the best person to treat them, and it's the only place that we have at the department, and there's no other place. And if they want to treat their disease, it doesn't matter. But if we can have the possibility, or sometimes it's really, we're seeing that there has no other way, we can try to do it to change it. But with our vision, they should live together. You should be together in the same room. We should treat it with the same nurse. Because we know that she is the best, the excellent person to treat him. She's a professional nurse. He's a professional doctor. This is the room of the department. So we're trying not to do a big mess of that. But this is that is our goals.
So one of the questions I have is, how does the staff react? For instance, if someone is brought in with injuries, that because they were the person that inflicted injuries on others, and I understand that it must be very difficult for the staff to react in that way, and also patients, they might know that that the hospital is saving the life of someone who just committed, for instance, an act of terrorism.
That's our daily working. Unfortunately, Jerusalem has many attacks of the bus. You know that. You read the newspaper every day, and that's our life, our life in Jerusalem. But when a patient is coming in, I'm not saying it's easy, but he has something that we have to treat. We treat the patient, we treat the disease, we treat the wounded. If he has to go to trauma room, he has to go to emergency, to the operation room, we treat him equally. I'm not saying it easy, but that's our mission, to treat patient. And later on, he's in the department. We have some problems. For example, someone who is making a terrorist was in the department, and one of the Arab one of them, and give him go inside the room, and we said, no, you can't go into the room, but there is some problem sometimes, but all of the time, if we have something that we have to take care of, we're taking care of what we need. A professional side only. I'm not saying it easy, but it's happened all the time, and without any problems.
So that's hard. That's really hard. It's very emotional work.
Absolutely.
It's very intimate work. How do you support the mental health of the nurses who work so closely in such heightened situations?
Thank you for the question. The answer is not enough. Our nurses really, after the COVID burnout, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of some of them are PTSD. They have post trauma after the COVID time. We're trying to give them, for example, a psychologist, social worker that can speak with them. Sometimes we have some money, and so we take them out of the hospital just to go to the river and to have some fun together. we're trying to have for them some breaks during the year that we can take them out for a conference or can send them abroad to learn something, to give a little bit of air, but it's not enough. It's never not enough. Now we're trying to give them some courses that they can have to take their pressure out. Not enough. We don't have the time for that. We don't have the money for that sometimes, but not enough. But we know that we should be doing more for them because they deserve it. They're given their life at the hospital. They're given really the days and the nights at the hospital. So this is not enough.
Mm. Can we step back? Tell us what your days look like. What does it mean for you to be the director of nursing and health services? What are the things that are core on your wish list? What are the things that you're occupying yourself with day to day?
It's a mission. When you come into a hospital like Hadassah, and Hadassah is really one of the topics hospitals, I think, in the world, you know that you're coming to an excellent place, that excellency is written on every step on the hospital. So the thing is, when I came to Hadassah five and a half years ago, I saw that there is no future for leadership in Hadassah, so we have to create a center for leadership. And it's almost, most of them are the women's, okay? Sorry for the men's. Because we are think something around 85% women's at the hospital nurses. But the thing is that we created a center for leadership. I realized that there is no enough innovation in the hospital, so we created a center for innovation and research for nursing and health profession in Hadassah. We create digital innovation in Hadassah for nursing and health profession. We're trying to be excellency, but during the day, if you say to me from 6 o'clock or when I wake up and 6 o'clock in the morning, I have a 1 hour drive to Hadassah, to the hospital. I live near Tel Aviv. So we're trying to see during the days what is our goals for the next generation, for the next few years, what is our goals for the next week, because the hospital is like it's 24/7, so we have to run on the whole. And there's 2 campuses, so I have to run from one campus to another. And we are creating a new rehabilitation building now in Hadassah. We are creating now a new center for cancer. We're trying to achieve a new school of nursing, and we're trying to do really things that in other hospitals they are not, they don't have it. Because I believe to be the first one. I love competition, but I love to win. Nobody will remember the second place. See, the one who's on the moon. So we're trying to do our best for our nurses and for our staff. We're trying to achieve goals, and we're trying to really to put some targets on the map and to know, okay, this I did, I can go to another target. Because I think it's always about the people. And if you let the people see that you see them, and you humble them, and you hug them, and you say, I see you, I see how you work hard. And the people, and it's motivate him to work harder, because it says someone sees me at work. And Hadassah is a family. It's a family of a lot of variety of people, of a lot of really, and we are family. We're celebrating the Muslim holidays. We celebrate the Jews holidays. We celebrate the Christian holidays. We are family, and that's make the difference. And if we feel family in the hospital, I hope outside someday it will be also outside.
What have you learned from celebrating those different holidays, both content-wise and in terms of the impact that it's made and shaped on your life or the life of some of the nurses that have worked for you?
All of us are people. And as people, we should live one with each other. And it's all about people at the end. Because people, if we can do it at the hospital, we can do it outside. And we are friends, and I think my friends will tell you later. They are friends from a variety of religious, and and if we try to see one each other and to hear one each other and to listen to one each other, we can create a better world. And it's all about people.
You mentioned your friends. Will you introduce us to Orit and Norit and Emmanuel, who you brought with us?
Yes. I think they can speak by themselves, but Orit is in charge. You can say. And to change places?
No, stay where you are.
Use this microphone. Because we have people watching.
Okay, hi, Shabbat Shalom. I'm very excited to be here and see all of you in the name of Hadassah in Israel. I'm in charge of the patient and family experience in Hadassah, and like they say, there we are. It's begin with human and finish with human. So look around. We have to be the same. No, we are not the same. The diversity are very large. Here, even here in the same room. And that's what we trying to talk and having a conversation with our patient, our staff, and our people, and first of all, with our politician. So have a good Shabbat.
Good morning and Shabbat Shalom. I'm the head of the School of Nursing of Hadassah and the Hebrew University. We have kind of 700 students of the bachelor, masters, PhDs, post-courses, postgraduates, and all kind of them, and we have to teach them how to be professional and what to do in all kind of in the hospital later on when they will graduate. So it's not an easy, but teaching them values is very important, and that's what make them afterward very professional and people. So thank you.
Hi, good morning, Shabbat Shalom. I'm Emmanuel Manu. I'm the Director of Nursing in Hadassah in Karem. I'm in charge of almost 2,000 nurses and nurses assistants. And as Sel really says, I think from my point of view, it's about caring for patients and for people. And as we say in Hebrew, it's Adam le'Adam Adam. It's to be a human to human human. And it's all about this. So Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for bringing up that phrase, right? Adam, the Adam, right? We are here to be an Adam. So could you unpack that for us as they are coming and they're trying to do with patient care and families and to raise up new nurses for the future and to make sure that Hadassah's reach is broad and wide? How does this slogan capture a value of Hadassah, and how do you actualize it?
It's Adam and Adam is not only between the staff, it's between the patient, it's staff patient and staff to staff. Because Adam and Adam, it's all the variety of people that we have at the hospital. And we're trying to give that lecture to our students at the beginning, and then our students is becoming nurses in our hospital. And the new position of Orit, what she represents, it's to see people as people all over the hospital. But even the people, and we have sometimes people are saying, oh, why you treat me like that, and be violence in the hospital. And we're trying to tell the nurse, he is now in stress. He's a person in stress. Try to figure out why he is in stress. It's not against you. So we are trying to give our nurses and our staff, not only our nurses, the feeling that someone really, it's all about that the people that will know that we are taking care of them as not only as staff, also as patient, everyone sees everyone, and it's all about human, as Orit says, because it's human. That's the core of the treatment, and the core of Hadassah, and the core of people that taking care of other people.
Is there traction for that statement outside of the hospital? Do people bring that with them in the relationships they create beyond the hospital walls?
If I understood the question, we are going, for example, we have friends out of the hospital of staff, and that we are going to the weddings, we are going to the holidays. For example, Eid al-Fitr, the Muslim, all the nurses are going to Eid al-Fitr. We have a celebration for the Eid al-Fitr. We are going there. When on Jewish, it doesn't matter who. And also we create, for example, a conference of Judaism and Arabs nurses in Aqaba. We are going there, all of us, yes. And just now I sign up an HMO, and we are our nurses of the ICU are teaching the nurses of Jerusalem in Muqassad, and it's a Muslim hospital in Jerusalem. We're teaching them ICU, the nurses, so they're coming to Hadassah to learn, and so we're trying to make really to make a very large. Not blanket, okay, blanket, a very large blanket with a collaboration together. So we are celebrating with them. We're going to the weddings. For example, we have in Nazrat, we have a wedding of one of the Muslim, all of the nurses of Hadassah of the department went there, and they're coming to our weddings, and we celebrate together the holidays. So it's really family. And that's why it's make it so unique, it's so special, because all of us, we have one mission to save life. And that's the important thing. This is Adam Le'Adam. We are all together.
Wow. Yeah. Cantor? No. Wow, you have our Cantor speechless. I'm looking. Well, I'm looking at you, and often we tease Elias because he'll often tell us that he's not from America. He's from Argentina.
Oh, my husband too.
And
Spanish.
Yeah, we are. It just proves we're all family, right? Yeah.
So I actually want to ask a question based on that. Elias, you often point out the cultural differences between Argentina and America. And I want to ask you, Riley, what are the cultural differences in nursing between being a nurse in America and being a nurse in Israel?
I can answer only about being a nurse in Israel. We went to a few hospitals during we were in a few hospitals during where we're here. We have the opportunity that the Women's of Hadassah let us see some hospitals in Boston, in New York, and we're going on Monday to Cleveland. So we have an opportunity. But to tell you the truth, it's the number. I said always, a hospital is a hospital is a hospital, okay? And we are good. We're actually good, very good. I said the best, but the thing is, in the numbers of nursing, for example, in the States, is much more higher than the numbers of nurses who take a treatment of a patient compared to Israel. And we know that our nursing are working very, very hard. And the nurses here, I'm not saying that they are not working hard, but just for example, if in the States they are taking care, one nurse taking care of 4 patients, in our hospital she's taking care of 10 patients. And it does, wow. And it doesn't matter that it's less quality or less excellency. They're doing the best, and really they don't even have 5 minutes to sit down and drink their coffee during the shift. And it's really very, very hard. But when you have a mission, when you have values, we really have the patient at the end, and he needs the best treatment. We're doing our best, really.
Is that a matter of finance? Or a matter of training more nurses, both?
It's most of the things you are right. It's finance. For example, it's an Hadassah. I'm not going to financial side now, but in Hadassah we are a very special hospital because we are not on the government one of the government hospitals, and not of the Kupat Cholim hospitals and the HMO. Well, we are a hospital that the numbers of it's called the keys numbers for how many nurses for one department. So it's different from the States and from Israel. It's different. It's the budget. there was some guy said it's all about the money at the end, and it's really it's about the budget. And but we're trying to in Hadassah to a little bit more nurses and doctors all the time, but it's at the beginning and at the end it's the budget.
Really, what keeps you up at night? What are the things you worry about?
I love the questions. When I met my nurses and I have the meeting with them, I said, okay, why keep you awake at night? The burnout. The burnout. During the COVID, there was nurses who going, we have a meeting every Monday morning, 9 o'clock. We have the meeting with all nurses of the COVID department, and we treat a lot. I think the most highest numbers in Israel, because Yerushalayim was very, very pandemic with the COVID. And they were sitting and said to them, okay, tell us what you're on your heart. And all of them, some of them were crying. And when I see the head nurse is crying in the room, I'm crying in my heart, because you're sitting here, leaders of Hadassah, and I can't cry before all of them. I have to go to my room and to cry for myself. And all of them are too, because when you think that my nurses are burnout and they have to go to the families later, and there were some nurses who said, my husband sent the kids, because she was the head of the emergency room, and he doesn't want her to be with the kids during the COVID, so she didn't see the kids for 3 months. Wow. And that's burnout. That's the thing is that people won't understand that, and if she's staying there with a Muslim mother, also a nurse, and having the same problems, and because she has the same, she's in the same position. She is a nurse, or she's a nurse. That makes the difference. And burnout is one thing. The other thing is the number of the budget. Okay, I'm deputy director general, so it's the budget. It's always about the money. And how I can make a better day and an excellency the next week for the hospital. But the most important thing is to take care of my nurses and my staff. I have some, because I'm in charge also of the health profession. It's something around 3,000 people I'm in charge of, and you should take care of each one of them and try to know the names of each one of them. Because if I find, I say hi to a nurse and I know her name, she knows I see her. And that's make the difference, because we are really family with one target, to save life.
You want to open the floor for any questions?
In just a moment, we'll get there to opening up. But before we get there, I would love to ask you as well, Relly, what do you think that we can learn as an American Jewish community in a synagogue, not a hospital, from what you're doing with the nurses at Hadassah?
You speak as a Jew to Jews. Okay.
Please.
I think this meeting this morning, it's important not only for me, I think for everyone of the room, because they feel like they are really together, and they have and Israel is on the wall, and they're meeting together, and they're talking together. The community is very, very important. And in Hadassah is a community. It doesn't matter if this is the community of Jewish people, that there's a community of a variety of people, and it's at the end, as people wants to feel together, that they have a community, that someone sees them. If he needs something, he can call someone. He know they have a lot of friends here, and at the end, it's people. They're gathering here not only to listen to you, but to see each other, to speak with each other, to know that if there is something on their heart, they can speak with each other. And I can see here familiar faces, that Robin is sitting here, and Valerie is sitting here. And we are friends, and it's like I came to Boston, it's my second time in Boston, and I feel like at home, because they open their houses, and they open their heart, and I know that someone is with me, and I'm not alone. And people don't like to walk alone on the pattern of life. They want that people will go with them, and that's make the difference.
Now, a hard question, a political question.
Okay.
With Israel having the political challenges that it's having internally right now, how should American Jews relate to those beautiful principles you just laid out?
Hard question. I'm trying to put the political out of it, but we're having hard time in Israel now. You all know, I'm sure you're in the news, you have family in Israel, most of you have friends in Israel. We are trying to, it's not an easy day, it's the political side, and I'm going to struggle every Saturday night with the flag of Israel in the streets, because I believe that I want for my children, and I have 3 children, one of them is in the army, and I want for them a better place to live. And the thing is, the political side, what Bibi wants to do, like Trump wants to do here a few years ago, it's to change the democracy, to change the spirit, to change the life of people. And it's very hard for me to stay in the, not to be at the position of someone is telling it's not right to do that. But taken out of the hospital, it's just really out of the hospital, okay? Because I can speak out whatever I want out of the hospital. I'm trying not to put the political side in the hospital, but it's really a hard time for us as Israelis. We will figure out not to come because the missiles was over my car when on the way home, and it's not an easy days for Israelis to be, but we are Israelis, we are tough, and I hope that the right voice will be, and Bibi will change the. Okay.
Well, wherever we are on the political spectrum, how can we in America be there with you? You know, nurses. You talk about nursing and nurses, and you've spoken so much this morning about the desire to heal and to bring healing. What would bring healing? What would bring hope now in your eyes?
What would bring hope to the political side?
What would bring healing and hope? If you were to hear from American Jews, you're in Israel, you're there with your family, with your 3 children, one of whom is in the
are
army.
with us. It doesn't matter who is going to be the prime minister, that you are with us, and we feel that you are with us. We really feel that you are with us. During the COVID time, I can tell you, I called my friends in the States, some of them sitting here in the crown. And just to speak with someone that I know that he is with me, it's helped me to pass this crisis, and that to feel that we are together, and to feel that we are in the same, that you are, that's it. I don't want to walk alone, and if you are with us, it's make me stronger, and I feel that together we can achieve anything.
Wow. Well, thank you, Dr. Reli Alon, for coming and speaking with us.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
We are just so grateful. We're about to transition over from our live stream to our group conversation here that we will have, but we have a few minutes that we still get to keep our live stream friends on. So I wanted to invite those who are here to ask questions that can be experienced as well by those joining us online, and then we'll transition off.
My son is a radiation oncologist in Arizona. He's 60 years old. He trained 40 years ago at the Hadassah Hospital, 40 years ago. He still talks about how inspiring it was and how much he loved being there. And 40 years later, it still made a big impact on his practice and on his life. We want to thank you for that.
No.
Thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you.
So I'm also a nurse. I'm a nurse practitioner. Do you have nurse practitioners in Israel?
That's a huge question. We have nurse practitioners, not enough as you have in the States. We have less numbers in Israel. We're just at the beginning of that. It's only 5 or 8 years of nurse practitioners. We have a lot of problems with the units of the doctors. Sorry, doctors, if there are doctors in the room. We have a lot of problems, but don't worry, we win. At the end, we win.
We won in Massachusetts. So I just wanted to add one thing, because I was listening to what you were saying, and I used to round for 4 or 5 years in maternal mother and child at St. Elizabeth's.
Ah.
And occasionally I would have Muslim families coming in and ask me to take the crucifix off the walls.
Really?
And I would answer it with humor and say, you're in St. Elizabeth's. Usually when there's a saint before a name, it's a Catholic hospital.
No, we
I never took them off.
no,
the
no,
crucifix
we
off.
won't. For example, the last, it was is Eid al-Fitr, I think it's the last Muslim holiday, and they were putting lights on the walls and some Muslim, I don't know, items, or I don't call it, and it's theirs, because we are trying, at our holidays, we're also putting on the wall some things of ours, so we respect them, and and it's no matter of to take them out of the walls.
Wow. And sounds like you also have every day as a holiday at Hadassah. Last question for the live stream, and then we'll transition over. Judy.
I'm just curious, are there challenges that you have dealing with those who are major donors to your hospital and their own ideas of how things should be run, with dealing with them, and what are those challenges?
I didn't quite well understand the question.
That's a hard question for you to
sorry.
answer. Will you rephrase it?
Let's see. What are the challenges that you face dealing with the people who donate a lot of money to Hadassah Hospital and their ideas of how things should be run?
If I understood the question, it's okay. I think when people donate, I said always thank you, because I think if someone gives his money and wants to donate, for example, a new department or a new equipment, and so I will say I will tell you what my priority is, but I with a lot of respect and with a lot of thank you for people that give the money. And we have a lot of people that donate the hospital and for a building or an equipment or anything. And I appreciate that, because I don't take it obvious that people are giving out of the pocket money to Hadassah and want to honor us with something of this. So if it's answered the question, so I'm saying first of all thank you, first of all, and then we can be together. I know there's some problems before, but not these days.
Wow. Well, that is a important orientation, not only to a hospital, but to life. It is not obvious that people should walk by each other's sides, and we are so grateful for you being here this morning so that we can walk together. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom to
Shabbat
all of
shalom.
you
Shabbat
who
shalom.
joined us on live stream. And now we will just take a moment and then continue with the questions.